Hello lovely people, and thanks for joining me here today. My name is Fiona McWilliam and today's video is about developing the skill of self-compassion. Why is having self-compassion important? This is something which is taught in mindfulness. We can break free from our over-identification with our own suffering. So we accept our feelings as they are and say, yes, I'm having a feeling of great sadness, or I'm having a feeling of heavy guilt. Accepting and then allowing that feeling to be there in us so that it can naturally be digested. In this state of acceptance, we can ask our feelings, what are you trying to tell me? Is there something I need to learn here? And once we've learned what we need to and gone through the feeling, we'll be able to move on naturally into other feeling states. First, let's look at what self-compassion is not. It's not self-pity, which is a woe is me emotional state, which comes with feelings of isolation and disconnection. Self-pity can become emotional drama and leave no space to step back from the situation and adopt a more balanced or objective perspective. In contrast, by taking the perspective of a compassionate other, someone else, towards yourself, you can create mental space and see the broader human context of your experience. It helps put things in greater perspective. You can say, yes, it's very difficult what I'm going through right now, but it's normal and natural for human beings to struggle at times. I'm not alone. Self-compassion is also very different from self-indulgence. Many people say they're reluctant to be self-compassionate because they're afraid they would let themselves get away with anything. Like, I'm stressed out today, so I'll be kind to myself and I'll just watch TV all day, eat loads of ice cream. That's self-indulgence. Remember that being compassionate to yourself means that you want to be happy and healthy in the long term. So you make good choices for yourself. It's not self-esteem and it's not based on self-evaluations. People feel compassion for themselves because all human beings and living beings deserve compassion and understanding, not because they possess some particular set of traits, they're not pretty, smart, talented, and on and on. This means that with self-compassion, you don't have to feel better than other people to feel good about yourself. Self-compassion also allows for greater self-clarity because personal failings can be acknowledged with kindness and don't need to be hidden. So enough about the theory. This is a way we can actually practice self-compassion. This is an exercise. First of all, make sure that you have some time and that you're in a place where you won't be disturbed or distracted. Then allow yourself to contemplate the problematic situation and the emotions that it brings up for you. Try to name your emotions. You will likely have one primary or main emotion, perhaps sad, but also probably one or two more layers of emotion, perhaps grief and guilt. Check in with them. Where exactly in your body are you feeling the emotions and what do they feel like? Try to describe them to yourself. Maybe they feel cold or prickly or heavy or tight. It helps to write these things down. You can do this by drawing interlocking circles or a flower, perhaps, a simple one, and write these emotion words in them with enough space to add more words. Then ask each feeling in turn to tell you what it thinks about the situation you're in. Take your time and write down what comes up for you. Now take a moment to imagine that a child or a friend came to you to talk who was having these thoughts and feelings, and tune into your compassionate self, which is the part of you that cares deeply about your interests and your suffering, as well as other people's interests and suffering. From this place, what would you say to this child or friend who was suffering? Now write this down inside, or if you don't have space, outside the circles for each of the emotions. Finally, read this out loud to yourself, this compassionate advice, this caring that you've drawn out of your compassionate self, because this is what you need to hear in order to heal. And reading it out loud to yourself is a really powerful way of getting the message into your subconscious mind, which needs comfort. This is how you extend compassion towards yourself. Thanks for joining me here today. If you find this useful or interesting, please leave a comment below. And please do hit the like button. And if you want to be informed when I bring out more content, then subscribe and click on the bell notification button. Goodbye.